Hello, everyone. Well, I still recall the first time I even heard the concept or the word open science, right? It was a year ago. I was a first year research master student in marketing at Tilburg University, and I was attending this class on data preparation and workflow management. Until then, I had worked on small scale projects like my bachelor thesis, where it was just a small data set and I was the sole author. But now I was going to be dealing with, okay, projects that involve large, complex, unstructured data, collaborating with team members or co authors on codes. And this course taught me a new and efficient way of working on empirical projects, embodying the principles of open science. It was super valuable to me at that time as a student and a budding researcher, just starting off with my career. And I learned how to structure and automate my workflow, how to version my codes with GitHub, and collaborate with others much more efficiently on large scale empirical projects. And this course was made open source available at Tilburg Science Hub. And that's when I stumbled upon this initiative and the plethora of resources available at the site. And it got me excited about value of open science, and I decided to join the initiative, so the organization. So, hi again, everyone. My name is Roshni. I work as a research assistant at Tilburg Science Hub, and I also have Shravasti here, somewhere in the audience, I guess, who is an assistant professor at Tilburg University in marketing, and she's also one of the core members in Tilburg Science Hub. And we're super excited to present what this site is all about. So, Tilburg Science Hub is an open science initiative which strives to improve accessibility of state of the art tools and resources to help facilitate much better open science alignment in a one stop shop format. So, now I'm super excited to take you through our platform and talk a bit about our contributions to the open science movement. So, the whole question of like why do we need open science practices stems from this conflict between research values and incentives that we see in academia and also in the industry in various other forms. So these practices like open access, data sharing, pre-registration really enables much better open science alignment. So of course the benefits of open science are super clear. Others can build on your work is super transparent, they can get inspired, reuse your code, incorporate the best practices. And as probably an academic, you can answer questions about your work years after publication. And having things open access helps you reach a broader audience. And this applies to people in the industry or like independent content creators there. And also, when you document your workflow, you really minimize any kind of buggy or errors that you might make. But practicing open science isn't always easy because it requires a lot of like steep learning curves in acquiring new skill sets. And you might be dealing with co-authors or team members in your company who have much more traditional skill sets. And it can be a bit harder to onboard them. So how do you still get people to contribute to open science projects? And that's where our initiative comes in. It's a Tilburg Science Hub is a new online platform helping researchers, students, and data scientists start with open science one step at a time. So our impact on students is that, like, for example, just me, I learned open science skills through the site, and teachers can also use our resources to illustrate certain things in the classroom or even publish their materials on a site. And researchers and data scientists can use the tools and resources available to onboard your team to use open science practices. So our site is built on three key pillars: building blocks, tutorials, and examples. So I'm going to quickly walk you through what are building blocks. It's basically the DNA of our platform, where it takes the concepts into small doses and we explain theory and the information of concepts in such a way that we add real life examples and have ready to implement code snippets in various programming languages or operating systems. That's just easy for you to just look at it and then see, okay, this is what I need, and easily implement it to your own existing projects. So it's mainly targeted towards more advanced users who kind of know what they're looking for, and then you can just mix and match whatever content you need from there, or be it the code or certain tips and tricks. So that's what our building blocks are all about. Tutorials are like a bit of a more like broader concepts where we try to tie in different independent building blocks. It's like making Lego bricks, right? So we structure them together in a step-by-step tutorial like guide format, and it's much more targeted towards, let's say, beginners who want to get a good grasp over a certain concept for the first time and have all the right resources in one page or one tutorial. So tutorials are super handy for beginners who just want to, learn, for example, how do I scrape a dynamic website or whatever, right? So we have super useful tutorials out there. And the third pillar that we have are examples. So these are usually real life cases, publications, templates, or research projects that really tie in stuff together. So be it certain building blocks or tutorials, and you really see how that can be kind of tied together into this final product, and you can use that as an example project or something and get inspired and try it out on your new project as well. So we have certain examples that's super handy. So it's kind of how it looks on our site. So yeah, that was pretty much my little tour into our site. Thank you so much for listening. You can scan this QR code to get access to the site right away. And you can also feel free to reach out to us via Twitter or LinkedIn. We're always looking for more feedback and suggestions. And please join our community. You can make direct contributions to the site by just making a pull request, right? So yeah, thank you so much for listening. And I think, yeah, if you have, I think we have plenty more time. So if you have any questions about it, you can always put them in the chat, and I think it'll be moderated. So yeah, thanks for listening and have a great conference.